Oh man, Nip story is so unique, man, because when I tell you setback after setback after setback after setback, man, phew, incredible, man, incredible story. You know, he wanted to do the independent route. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like slept on. I think because of the fact that he was so heavily affiliated. You know what I'm saying, on the gang side. So, with that being said, man, it took the route for him wasn't as short and sweet as it may have been for some others, you know what I'm saying? And then the time that he came out, it was kind of a rough time, you know what I'm saying, for Los Angeles. The game, who had started a resurgence at the time, and TDE was forming, and then you had like Nip, you know what I'm saying? And Nip was kind of by, it was by himself. He had a early record deal with Epic, but it fell through. Things didn't work out. You know how things go when they change over regimes, and he ends up being left over from that. And with that, once that folded, it was on and popping. He decided to stick with the independent route, and with that is where things started to shape. So, you know, he ends up with Epic Records, and things were looking up, you know what I'm saying? And he had a good plans and was ready to release some music. But from there, man, it just became one setback after another, after another, after another, starting with the Epic deal within itself to begin with. So, uh, the regime was changing over as these things happen in the music business, and then you end up getting left in the cracks, and you asked to be released, and he got that. And once that happened, he had made his mind up to, we're going to go hard on the independent grind until we can get to a place where we can partner up. No more of what he just went through. So hit the grind hard, man, and it's just interesting, man. He just had so many setbacks. You know, you build a studio. I recall at one point that they built a studio, and apparently the guy wasn't paying the rent on the building, and he done built all of the studio. He done built all of the things in there. They had to just yank it. You know what I'm saying? They tug it. Um, his brother Black Sam, hustling every day, just hustling, grinding. Um, I think at one point they were selling like DVDs and CDs and stuff like that. They raided, took all their stuff. You know what I'm saying? Uh, his brother Black Sam, they would be hustling, just trying to sell their shirts and different things like that, setting up tables outside. Every time the cops come take everything. You know what I'm saying? So one thing led to another, and one of the cops told him, "Look, man, if you want to sell this shit, you got to get your behind in one of these buildings just like everybody else." And by chance, they were able to purchase one. You know what I'm saying? They caught a nice little small building, and they created their first business, the Slauson T-shirts. You know what I'm saying? So the thing with these shirts right here, this was all Black Sam. This wasn't even Nip thing like that. You know what I'm saying? So Black Sam was the one who spearheaded all of this, because when Nip caught his first hit called "Hustle in the House," Black Sam was in jail. You know what I'm saying? And they had on the blue with the gold, you know what I'm saying, Crenshaw shirts. And that just left a stain in Black Sam's mind for when he got out. He was like, he's going to smash the gas on that vision right there. So, uh, credit Black Sam for, you know what I'm saying, a lot of these beautiful shirts that we see, and that business acumen sticking right there. You know what I'm saying? One of the things about Nip, man, is that he had to fight so hard to, as an independent, as well as the business acumen and the different things that he had going within, to where the music um never, how can I explain, never got its full attention like it was about to get at his demise. You know what I'm saying? Feel like all of the groundwork and all of the foundations and the different things that he was trying to put down were kindly, they were finally in place. So with that being said, we see how he delivered on the um the album, the Victory Lap. We see how we delivered there. It was just going to go up from there because all of us who are Nip fans, we know that that album really was a mark. You know what I'm saying? It was really a high mark in terms of what he was putting out. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that he don't have a lot of great music out there, because what I come to find out doing my own research, you know what I'm saying? Once I decided to do this and tap into his full catalog, I was tapping into every project. You know what I'm saying? And there was a lot that I had slept on. So that's why it's going to be a beautiful thing when I put this when I drop the mix for you guys. You know what I'm saying? But back to Nip though. Let's keep it moving back. Let's take it back to things leading up to the the Victory Lap album. So you know he was dropping mixtape after mixtape, dealing with losses, dealing with street, all the things that go on in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Another beautiful thing about this book, again, they break down how these gangs started. You know what I'm saying? So you'll get a lot of history on the Crips. You get a lot of history on Los Angeles in general. And one of the things I never knew about the Crips as well is that they started right there in the community that he's from, right there in Slauson. You know what I'm saying? Right there in South Central. That's where the Crips had started, right there. You know what I'm saying? And it gives another beautiful, well, I don't know if that's a beautiful history, but a history of how back in the days they had like the spook hunters. You know what I'm saying? These white evil folks that was like chasing everybody and different things like that. Back in like the 40s. You know what I'm saying? Chasing and terrorizing people. And the book breaks down from that how you end up getting years later, like the Black Panthers, and then you get what started out as like a neighborhood pride type of gangs. You know, that wasn't pretty much all about the violence, but just trying to keep its own community safe is how it started. So it breaks all of that down, which I find to be fascinating. And then there's a whole bunch of other interesting facts about Nip, with him being so much of a complex individual. You know what I'm saying? So again, moving along and leading up to the Victory Lap. So you know he puts out several different projects, builds several different relationships. He created the Proud to Pay campaign, uh, uh, which is an idea that he got from a book called Contagious, which is another book. We're gonna tap into at least two books off his list. That's gonna be one of them. But it's called Contagious, and it just gave him the idea to try something different. So with his Crenshaw mixtape, he decided to sell copies for $100 each. You know what I'm saying? Which was unheard of, and it was successful. Jay Z brought, how many did Jay Z brought? Like 100, or he brought like 10,000 worth. I can't do the math right now, but Jay brought $10,000 worth of them. And with that being said, that put a lot of eyes on Nip. So once that happened, people really started to tap into him, and that was a beautiful thing. Another thing, early Nip Hustle records. I think LeBron James. You know, we all know how much of a music fan LeBron is, but so Nip recall LeBron playing his music. You know what I'm saying, on one of his social media posts and stuff like that, and that was another beautiful thing. So it's good to get those. Well, that's bigger than anything for me, but I know how when you're starting something, when you're trying something, every bit of notoriety or every little bit counts. You know what I'm saying? So I could imagine that felt really, really good to him. You know what I'm saying? So moving along, the album, the Victory Lap, it was one that he tried to make. Uh, he wanted it to come out in like 2014, but it obviously didn't come out till like 3 years later. And from that, it was so many setbacks, man. Like I said, I can't get into everything, but the book is phenomenal with breaking down so many different things. So if you have been a Nipsey fan and always wanted to know, why it took so long for him to, for him to really blow like that, then this book will definitely give you some insight as to that, and it will actually blow you away, man. I know that for me personally, of all of the rappers that I like to hear talk and speak on things, he ranked high upon any in hip hop history for me. And I'm 49 years old. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking what Chuck D, KRS-One, Tupac, you name it. I like listening to this brother speak just as much or better or more than I like to hear them speak. You know what I'm saying? Because these times, man, with the new technology and all of these different things, he was tapped in on all of that. And that's fascinating for an older head like myself to learn something like that from someone who, it's always a beautiful thing when we can learn from someone who speaks just like us, looks just like us. We're not trying to be anything other than us. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm doing this myself, this right here, where we just sitting up here, we breaking books down. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody else that look like me I see doing this. So I said, I want to do this. You know what I'm saying? Think about I thought about, how much it's going to help me every week taking in a new book every single week. Some of us don't do that for a whole year or ever, hardly ever. But just to think about the blessing for me to create this show, I get to listen to a book every single week, a fresh book, and break it down. So, um, shouts out to pioneers within their spaces, man. Shouts out to pioneers in their spaces, man. That you sit up there and you see this is not being done, that's not being done, and you decide to put your 2 feet down and try it yourself. That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful thing, I must admit. All of the numbers and everything might not be there today, but I got a lot of work to do. You know what I'm saying? I got to get better and better and better. But I'm on my journey. You know what I'm saying? So back to Nip. So prior to him finally being able to bring the album out, he opens a joint called Vector 90, which is like a WeWork type of a space where you have like offices and different people able to handle business in these offices more so than just going to like uh, 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 Starbucks for the Wi-Fi type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And those who occupy office spaces get to come down and teach some of the youth and some of the others different things about their professions. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a trade off, and it was a beautiful thing, man. Vector 90. Nip spent a lot of time there. Um, it just really sounded like a beautiful place. I'm not sure if that's still open. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's like a communal workspace where able to get business done, and then you get to come down and teach the youth some things. He said that had he had something like that when he was growing up, it would have meant the world to him. You know what I'm saying? So he was able to do that. The album finally gets released, and it's on a All Star Weekend in Los Angeles. Can't get no better than that, man. So beautiful reception. The book goes into in depth details about the album and the making of the album and all of the different things that happened there, which was phenomenal within itself. One of the things I did not know is that Puffy had a lot more to do with it than just the record that he showed up on. You know what I'm saying? He definitely valued Puff's ear and allowed him to help him with a few things. You know, and that special Puff way. You know what I'm saying? Then the Grammy nomination he didn't win. Lost to Cardi B. Cardi B haven't dropped an album since, but we ain't gonna get into that. Um, Shouts out to Cardi B. Don't, hey, I'm small. Don't come for me. I don't want no smoke. Trust me, I don't want no smoke, Cardi. It's a pregnant woman going through a lot. I don't even know why I said that. I didn't even say that. But anyway, man, you know, gets into in depth about how he met up with Lauren London. Um, and then there's a lot of interesting things that were said about his demise. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because I never, to this day, I never watched that video. You know, it's been floating around the internet since it happened, and a lot of people were sharing it. To this day, I never did watch that. You know what I'm saying? But it was interesting how in depth they went with everything that went on that day, as well as things that happened in court afterwards. You know what I'm saying? What like the woman's involvement and all of this stuff here. It's really interesting. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a fan, man, you definitely want you would definitely want to tap in. You know what I'm saying? For those types of details, which I won't get to. You know what I'm saying? But overall, man, it was just a great book, man. It was a beautiful thing just to do this, man, because his birthday is again on August 15th, which I believe we'll be dropping this episode like on the 13th or so. And I'm just proud that I even bought the book, man, because I was a big fan. Again, when it comes to him speaking, definitely one of my favorite of all time. You know what I'm saying? One of the beautiful things about Nip is that his capitalism was like activism. You know what I'm saying? So never before have we seen someone talking the talk and walking the walk at the same time to the effect that Nip was. You know, all of the money is all money in motto really held true because every business and things like that they put together, he put them right there where he's from, right there in South Central. You know what I'm saying? Everything that he did, the Vector 90 was not even far from the the land where he had the store at. You know what I'm saying? So like all of the things that he were doing, he kept them right there, man. He reinvests 100% into where he's from. You know what I'm saying? So that's giving people jobs that wouldn't have them. All of this good stuff, man. He put it all down, and every time he opened his mouth, man, you just felt him. You believed him. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that I miss about him, man. You know what I'm saying? They really took a good young man away. And I don't know if I could think of all of the tragic endings to musicians, man, his has to rank high upon me being hurt and disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Because I just knew that everything was about to go up. You felt it. You just felt the energy. You felt the vibe that, okay, this brother, man, been so smart, laying all these different foundations down. He was finally about to give it to us all on the music. You know what I'm saying? And he got taken away. You know what I'm saying? So it's very sad. It's a lot more to everything than I've mentioned. You know what I'm saying? In this episode. So I really, really, if you are a Nip Hustle fan, man, and you haven't checked the book out yet, man, tap into the book, man. The Life and Times of Nipsey Hussle. You will love it. I'm not sure how much justice I've done the book, but hopefully I've given you some things to tap in and make you interested in it. You know what I'm saying? And on the, I just want to say, man, rest in peace. And again, man, his birthday is coming, so I'll just say happy birthday and all that good stuff, man. Condolences to the family. Peace and love to everybody, man. This is your man LP of LPs and Books. We got a fresh mix for you, man. All Nipsey, about 35, 36 tracks. We're going to drop that down below, man. And again, man, it's your man LP, LPs and Books. Over and out. The marathon continues.